am the goddess of the waters of the river Shannon. Shauna is the name with which the ancients blessed me. This night, you and I embark upon an historic odyssey, a voyage to a shared past, a bonded future. But who am I to guide you upon this journey? I am the whispers of water. I am the sighs of the sea. I am the dance of the dewy morn. The river's mystery is me. I have known their pitiful sorrows. I have heard their terrible groans. I have felt the pangs of their hunger. Their history is deep in my bones. I have seen them with the bomb and the bullet. I have wept for the hate and lost love. I have moaned for their want of compassion, their troubles and grief to resolve. I long for sighs of contentment. I yearn for smiles of true peace. I pant for ripples of laughter, for sadness and sorrow to cease. I pray to the God of creation. I pray for his breath of new life. I pray for my country's salvation, an end to this hatred and strife. This land has long since looked beyond its shores, being shaped and moulded by different cultures with a striking unpredictability. I have witnessed that which has unfolded since the dawn of time itself. Yes, from those first Celtic settlers to the feared, marauding Viking warriors, on through to the weft and warp of the interwoven relationship between this precious island and the lands of England and Scotland. This night, we shall explore the flowing story of a shared tale that links my Shannon's path to the Great Lakes of Fermanagh. Our journey will meander through the mists of time, through 400 years of harsh, rocky places and deep, dark pools. Our journey will cascade across the times of trouble and strife, sorrow and sadness. Yes, but of joy and laughter too.
There is a pleasure in the pathless woods. There is a rapture on the lonely shore.
There is society where none intrudes, by the deep sea and music in its roar.
I love not man the less, but nature more. From those are interviews in which I steal.
From all I may be, I have been before, to mingle with the universe and feel what I can near express, yet cannot all conceal.
Now, my trusty, hearty explorers, our journey we must begin. We meander back in time to the beginning of the 17th century. Ahon! Agus! Ahon! 'Twas a time of great upheaval, when those who were once rulers of our land found themselves uprooted and displaced. However, in the woodlands and forests, there were those survivors from our ancient clans who kept alive our customs and ways. That puts me in mind of an epic poem, a choch taratik anorov.
gentlemen, if you'd like to make your way into the auditorium, the rest of the show will take place within.
He has been hostage to our bigotries too long. I am weary now, and needs must return to my watery depths. I take with me the hope that this day we have gained an understanding of our mutual history.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Heritage Group, I would like to thank you for coming here tonight. This is the last performance of 4 performances that the group have put together, and I feel I'd need to say just a few words, if you permit me. We won't delay you. The idea behind this commission play was to explore the tumultuous events of the last 400 years in Ireland, and in particular how they retained or related to counties Leitrim and Fermanagh. To ensure that we got the right person to write and direct this play, we enlisted the help of Angus Dunn and Martin Redding. I know Angus is present, and I'd like to thank Angus and Martin for all their help on this. Again, they recommended Robert Forshaw, and I have to say it was a, a very good choice after going through a number of CVs that we received. Robert has spent the past 8 months putting the production together. He also put the management team and interviewed those interested in becoming the members of the cast, both from Leitrim and Fermanagh. And I think, again, he's done a wonderful job. A volunteer group like the Heritage Group can do nothing without funding. And we were fortunate that we received funding through the twin traditions of the International Fund for Ireland, along with financial help from Leitrim County Council, Fermanagh District Council and the Leitrim County Enterprise Board to cover some of the costs of this production. Finally, I would like to thank Robert and his management team and the cast of Turas for their commitment. Also to the dock management and the management of Ardhorn Theatre in Enniskillen for their help and cooperation. Again, the staff of the Heritage Group, Sheila McArdle, who unfortunately is no longer with us and has been appointed to a teaching post, Teresa O'Callaghan, Helen Kearns and Kim Taylor, and Mary Dolan, who is our Secretary of the Heritage Group. And a man that's always available to us, doesn't cost us anything, is that Keith Nolan here, the photographer. And Keith has been a tremendous help to the Heritage Group in recording everything that we have tried to put on the record and for the future. Finally, I would ask Robert to say a few words here. Robert has put a tremendous amount of work into this, and he deserves great praise. Robert.
If you'd like to sit down, you may. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been, in truth, a journey in the creation and production of Turas. From being commissioned in February of this year to write, produce, direct a play that looked at the historical links and relationships between Carrick-on-Shannon and the counties of Leitrim and Enniskillen and the county of Fermanagh, and put it all into an Irish context, It has, as John said, been a journey of 8 months. It's been a journey of endeavour to reach our conclusion this night in Carrick-on-Shannon in the Dock Theatre. From writing the script, going for the auditions, getting a cast together, designing the production, choosing the music, rehearsals in Ballinamore, sourcing props, teaching people how to march, with some variants of success. Putting on this show, I have to say I've encountered many enthusiastic, dedicated people which have brought joy into the whole process. And it would be remiss of me to not say thank you to them in person. And so if I make a couple of repetitions, please forgive me. First of all, as John has said, the funders, without whom we wouldn't be able to be here this evening. The International Fund for Ireland, Leitrim Council, Fermanagh District Council, Leitrim County Enterprise Board, as well as the dedication of the Carrick-on-Shannon Heritage Group and the Twin Traditions Initiative. In particular, I personally would like to thank Sheila, who was my first point of contact and was my liaison. She was very good. And then, of course, Teresa, who she was, well, let me tell you, she was at the end of it all with me. You know, we were there at the end, and I only wish that she was here this evening, but she did a wonderful job. On to a few thank yous from the production on my behalf. First of all, I'd like to thank our stagehands this evening. And indeed, our stagehands, Betty McCabe, Ina Trimble, were here tonight and last night, and also in the Ardone Theatre when we were there at the end of October, as well as Michelle McPadden, who's here for the 2 nights in the Dock. So I would ask possibly if each of them would come up for me, please. Would Betty, Ina and Michelle please come forward? Come on. Ina? Betty?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
He's just disappeared. The fine gentleman who was on there a moment ago is Ross McDade. He's our production manager and also one of my longest friends. Like that makes, he's not long. Oldest friends, let's go for that. And his expertise in lighting, sound and technical creativity are magnificent. And without his ability to see what I wanted to see, well, we wouldn't have had a show. So I'd like to thank Ross very much. I'd like to thank our producer, Leah, I always do that, Leah Robinson. She has been a stalwart. From designing programs, putting up advertising, finding actors, lifting and laying actors, and being a constant support and keeping me from going insane, and a great positive influence on the whole production. So if you would like to come up, we have a little token of our thanks. Couple more, I promise. We'd like to get home sometime this evening. I'd like to thank the cast, who've been fantastic, as I'm sure you would agree. We have a whole plethora of different skills and abilities, from people who've never been on stage before to those who are seasoned amateur actors. And the effort, commitment, dedication, enthusiasm, the fact that they could make me laugh as well, made this whole process a great joy, and I'd like to thank them very much indeed. The underlying remit was about building relationships, to generate an understanding in a cross-border and a community fashion. But further to that, I have witnessed through this process the development of blossoming friendships. With the end of any show, there is always a sense of sadness amongst the cast that their time together has come to an end. But I hope that perhaps from these initial seeds of friendship sown through our time together with Turas, that this group of talented individuals will come together and perhaps considering forming their own theatre group where they might put on a production of their own someday. Otherwise, just meet once a year and have a pint. Now finally, and they won't like me for doing this, I'd like to thank my mother and father. They are both here this evening and have travelled a good journey to be here, and I don't want to embarrass them, but I want to pay thanks to them both for being a constant source of inspiration and support throughout my years and throughout this project. Finally, to adapt a line from Shauna, our water goddess of the River Shannon, even, I don't know who Sharon is, but let's go on. We are most definitely weary now, so I hope that Turas has shown we have a shared history that deserves respect, and I hope that we can continue on in our lives with a sense of toleration and understanding for those whose beliefs and customs differ from our own, and that Ireland, both north and south, continues its future path and history in peace and prosperity for us all. Thank you very much.